Hello everybody, it's Mrs. Christ, and I want to show you what we're getting into today. We are doing order of operations. So families and parents, hopefully you might remember this from when we were growing up. It is the exact same thing. We are not doing any new or different or strange, weird strategies. So I am just simply teaching them the order of operations today. Students, we are going to be talking about this little phrase here to remember the order that we're going to do math. So it says, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And we know that we do this because in math, sometimes you will have equations that are bigger and harder and more complex, and they're going to have more than one symbol. There's more than one step. So when there are more than one step, you have to know what order to go in so that we get to the right answer. So the P for please is whenever you have a parentheses, you have to start there. You have to do what's in that parentheses first, okay? Then the E for excuse is an exponent. So if you see any of those little numbers up in the corner, those exponents, that's what we do second. So we do the parentheses first, then we go to the exponents. On this third row, you can see my dear, the M and the D. Multiply and divide are on the same row here because it's the same step. We're going to do those at the same time, but we're going to go from left to right. So whatever is in the equation first from left goes first, and then right is second. So if there's multiplying and then dividing, we'll do it that way. Or if it's dividing first and then multiply, that happens sometimes. Or sometimes it's multiply, multiply. We'll just get to it and see what happens today. Same thing for Aunt Sally, the A and the S, adding and subtracting. Again, these are the same steps, so we do them at the same time, and we're going to go from left to right when we do those, okay? So let's try some example problems. One today was really funny. On my t-shirt that I wore, I had this problem, 2 plus 2 divided by 2. And it was really funny because so many people look at this and think, oh, I'm just going to go from left to right. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. They thought the answer was 2. And if you looked at my shirt, it told you that was wrong. It was really funny today. So we know we have to look at our order of operations. We don't have any parentheses here, right? There's nothing there in parentheses. So we don't have that. The next one was the E, excuse. We don't have any exponents here. M and D is the third step for my dear. So we need to see if there's any multiplying or dividing. Oh, look right here. We have a division symbol. So we're going to box this step in because this is what we're going to work on first. That helps me focus in and see what I'm doing first step. And let's do that. 2 divided by 2, I know, is 1. Okay, so you solve the first step. And then we talked about today in class, we are going to just bring down everything else that's not boxed. We're just going to copy it again right underneath it. So 2 plus 1 is my new equation. Okay. Now, I don't have any other steps here except for adding left. And that works because my last step here is adding or subtracting if there's any of that. So let's do it. 2 plus 1, this is what I'm working on. Bring that together. 2 plus 1 is 3. So it was really funny today to see 2 plus 2 divided by 2 actually equaled 3 on my t-shirt. Okay. Now let's look at one that's a little bit harder. Let's go here. This one has 2 sets of parentheses. So right away my eyeballs go to those parentheses, and I know I need to do those first. So we're going to do the parentheses first. So we're going to just start with one of them. Let's start here. Let's solve what's in this parentheses. 8 plus 4. Well, I know that's 12. Okay. And then I don't have this in the box, so that's a time sign. That's going to bring it down. And then I could actually do this in the same step if I wanted. I could box this in and do what's inside this parentheses. 3 times 4 is 12. Oop. Sorry, my pencil ran out of lead. There we go, 12. So 12 times 12. And I can get rid of those parentheses now because I solved what was inside it already. I did it. There was only one step inside. I solved it. I can get rid of those parentheses. So now my new equation is 12 times 12. So when I do this together, my answer needs to go here. Now, when I solve this, I need to stack it to the side so I can actually do the work. 12 times 12 maybe, or hopefully you know your multiplication facts and you know 12 times 12 is 144. But if you need to do it this way because you don't know your facts yet, that's okay. Stack them and do it that way. But hopefully you will just know your answer should have been 144 to this problem. Okay. Now let's go to this one. Again, a little bit harder. In this case, I have a parentheses. So again, that's where your eyeballs should go first, is what's inside the parentheses. So we're going to box this up. 10 divided by 2. 10 divided by 2, I know, is 5, because 5 times 2 would get me 10. So it's 5. Now, there was, on the outside of the parentheses, an exponent. So I need to write that exponent down. 5 squared, or 5 to the power of 2. And then the rest of it comes with it, plus 3. Remember to make sure to copy down everything that's outside of that box. Comes down with it. Make sure you're copying everything else down so you don't get lost or confused, okay? Stay neat. Now, the next step after the parentheses is E for excuse or E for exponents, the little number in the corner. That little number, 2, 5 to the power of 2, I know that means that it's 5 times 5. That's this number multiplied by itself. So really that's 5 times 5, right? Same thing. So 5 times 5, I am doing this step right here. And I know that is, 5 times 5 is 25. And again, I bring down anything that's not in that box. So plus 3. And finally, I only have one thing left to do. 25 plus 3 is 28. Okay. So we talked in class today how when we solve problems with order of operations, it should kind of end up looking like a slice of pizza. Because each time we're only going to do one step as we move to the next part of the problem, and it's going to get slightly smaller each time until you get to your answer. Okay, so same thing over here. If you look, it was a slice of pizza. So if your student, your child is working on one of these, try and keep them as neat as possible and keep them copying down the rest of it so that it looks like this. It should end up like an upside down triangle, like a piece of pizza. Okay? So good luck today. I hope this helps you when you're solving your problems tonight for homework. And let me know if you need extra help. Thanks. Bye-bye.